Infidelity and forgiveness. The cracks begin. The aroma of freshly cooked jollof rice fills the dining room as the Adegbite family gathers for dinner. Michael and Tomi sit side by side, sharing a quiet exchange of glances, while Mama Adegbite and Auntie Remi sit across from them. The air is thick with tension. Mama Adegbite sighs heavily, placing her spoon down with deliberate frustration. Michael, my son, it's been 5 years. When will we hear the cry of a child in this house? Tomi shifts uncomfortably, forcing a smile as she responds, Mama, we are praying and trusting in God's time. Auntie Remi chuckles, shaking her head. God's time? My dear, you better act fast. A man cannot wait forever. Michael clears his throat, his grip tightening around his cutlery. Mama, Auntie, let's enjoy the meal. We will handle things in our own way. Tomi swallows hard, her appetite suddenly gone. She pushes her food around her plate, feeling the weight of their stares. Mama Adegbite isn't done. Michael, think about the future. What will people say? A man of your status, still without a child? Tomi clenches his fist beneath the table. Mama, do you think I don't want children? Mama Adegbite scoffs. Wanting is different from giving. Maybe it's time to consider other options. Michael's jaw tightens. Mama, that's enough. A tense silence falls over the table, the unspoken words hanging heavy in the air. Later that night, Michael meets his best friend Daniel at a quiet bar. The dim lighting casts shadows over their troubled faces as they sip their drinks. Michael exhales deeply. This pressure is getting too much. Tomi and I are trying, but it's not easy. Daniel nods knowingly. I understand, bro, but running to another woman won't solve anything. Michael raises an eyebrow. Who said anything about another woman? Daniel leans back, giving him a pointed look. I know how things go. You start feeling frustrated, someone comes along, says the right things, and before you know it, you are caught up in a mess. Michael scoffs, shaking his head. That won't happen. Daniel smacks. I hope so. Just then, a waitress, young and striking, walks by, flashing Michael a polite smile. He barely notices, but Daniel does. See? Trouble is always around the corner. Michael chuckles, shaking his head, but deep down, he knows Daniel has a point. Across town, Tomi sits in Ngozi's living room, holding a cup of tea. She exhales, her exhaustion evident in her posture. Ngozi watches her closely. Babe, you look exhausted. What's wrong? Tomi sighs. Michael's family keeps pushing him. I can feel him slipping away. Ngozi leans forward, her voice firm. You need to take control. Marriage isn't just about endurance. It's about fighting for what's yours. Tomi's grip tightens around the cup. It's not a fight, Ngozi. It's my own. Ngozi scoffs, and your home is under attack. Tomi swallows, staring into her cup. I just want my husband back. Ngozi reaches out, squeezing her hand. Then don't let him go. The next day, at Michael's office, a knock on the door interrupts his thoughts. He looks up to see a young, attractive woman stepping inside. Her smile is warm, confident. Good afternoon, sir. She greets. Mama Adegbite sent me to drop something for you. Michael straightens in his chair, his eyes briefly scanning her face. "Oh, thank you." She places the package on his desk, her fingers brushing the surface lightly. Their eyes meet for a moment, a brief but unsettling connection. Shade smiles knowingly before turning to leave. Michael watches her go, suddenly aware of the light racing of his heart. That night, in the quiet of their bedroom, Tomi glances at Michael, who is lying beside her, scrolling through his phone. She studies him, noticing his distracted expression. "Michael," she says softly, "are we okay?" Michael hesitates for just a second before forcing a smile. "Of course, love. Everything is fine." Tomi isn't convinced, but she doesn't push. Instead, she turns off her bedside lamp and closes her eyes. The dark settles over them, but the cracks in their marriage have already begun to show. A hint of danger. A few nights later, Michael is working late at the office when his phone buzzes. A message from an unknown number pops up. "You looked tense today. A man like you deserves peace of mind." He frowns, confused, but before he can respond, another message appears. "Let me help with that." Michael's heart skips a bit as he realizes who it's from. Shade. He stares at the screen, debating whether to reply. Outside, a storm rumbles in the distance. The cracks are growing deeper.